Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a pick a card all about the next 4 months, the next incoming 4 months, what's happening for you guys. This can also be relating to a season. So right now I'm actually filming this in summer, but it depends on what season you are obviously in at the moment. So it can be a certain season as well. But for this one, it's just the next 4 months, but obviously it can be relating to the season that you are watching this in. So let's get started with this reading. We have group number 1 with the clear quartz, group number 2 with the citrine, group 3 with the rose quartz, and group number 4 with the amazonite. So let's get started with your reading and let's go. Start with group number 1. Hello group number 1, let's get started with your reading. Let's see what's happening for you guys in the next 4 months, okay? So let's see what's going on for you guys. So we have the tarot here and we have the card as well. So you guys chose number 3. This is Mercury in Gemini and this is also excitement. So this is really, really nice. I feel like a lot of you guys are focusing on the more positive side of life. That's kind of where your aim is at the moment. Obviously, we always want happiness. We always want positivity, but sometimes we kind of have to go through intense transformations. That's kind of what being a human's all about. Sometimes it sucks and sometimes it's for the best, but you know. Okay guys, I've just changed the lighting because natural daylight is very unpredictable. So okay, so we have clear quartz for you guys. So for you guys, I really do feel a very clear energy from this group. I don't feel anything uncomfortable. I feel like there's a lot of like lots of different changes happening all in one go. It's like that noise. So we have excitement. The fact that you have all these different kind of weathers as well. I have noticed, especially the last few months, I've noticed, especially with British people, I'm a British person, we kind of complain about the weather a lot, and no British people are ever happy when it rains, or you know, a lot of people aren't ever really happy, but especially British people because it rains a lot in England. But it's kind of like a lot of the time it's literally our relationship to the weather that really affects our mood. So if you actually think, like for me, I've learned that rain is just, you know, rain, but I've been conditioned in a British culture that rain isn't a good thing. You know, rain is like inconvenient and all this stuff, but rain's actually so amazing. And actually learn to just dance in the rain and be in the rain is actually so freeing. And I actually run in the rain. I love it. I find it so freeing. So that's kind of the energy I'm feeling for you guys. It's kind of like the way you change out your perspective about things is really changing. You might be wanting to go on a different journey in the next 4 months. I do feel like you're starting to change how you feel about certain things. Like the way you see your life is definitely not the same as everyone else, especially the people around you. So you're kind of learning how to have things differently and to do things differently and be okay with that, you know, and know that that's okay and that's very normal. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Lovely. Oh my God, these are like so similar. I love that. So the 10 of Cups is a really nice card, very much to do with this energy as well. The fact that you have Mercury in Gemini as well, and Mercury rules Gemini, so that was really lovely. That's a massive, I'm hearing coinky dink, massive coincidence here. So we're going to get some more tarot cards. We're going to get some more tarot cards. I'm going to pull some cards from the different deck here. So this is the Ethereal Alchemist Tarot, for anyone who's interested. I got this off Etsy. All right, let's have a look and see what's coming for group number 1 the next 4 months. Oh, the Hermit. That's good. That's a good one to start off with because I feel like that's just newness, but you have to kind of rest for a while. This one, Queen of Cups, lovely. So a lot of you guys are entering into either a new career or a new type of relationship, and it doesn't have to be romantic. It can be a new relationship with yourself, which is really good because when you do enter a new relationship with yourself, you open up more avenues for you to accept new things coming into your life. Because if we are very stuck, we're kind of resistant, it does kind of stop us, first of all, from enjoying situations, but it stops us from kind of entering into different types of connections that aren't from basically our trauma, you know. So what's really nice about this is you've definitely done a lot of journeying, you've done a lot of soul searching, and you've definitely transmuted a lot of different energies, which is really good. I see this being very positive for you guys. So it feels really nice. The Hermit, the Moon, the Queen of Cups and the Chariot, this can be each month as well, they're telling me. But I just feel like each individual card tells a story. There's definitely a lot of different emotions in each card. It's kind of like, yes, the Hermit, there's not a lot going on, but there can actually be a lot going on mentally. And if you actually change a lot of what's going on mentally, you change it externally. It's kind of like I said, the relationship to the weather. It's like if you constantly think that that type of weather is bad, you're always going to be miserable every time it comes, and you aren't in charge of that. So it's actually, you're in control of how you feel about certain situations. So I feel like the main kind of energy that's coming towards you is just overall cleansing, overall happiness. I don't see anything specifically particular, yeah, like specific, but I feel like there's forward movement. So if you've had any struggles with certain situations that have just caused you to bump your head against every single curveball that comes towards you, I can guarantee you that keep doing the work that you're doing. Or, you know, if you ever get drawn to do any type of emotional healing or, you know, energy healing or anything like that, and if you get drawn to actually have that done for you, maybe even massage, I feel like that would help change your energy a bit. And I feel like also I'm just hearing there's no rush. Maybe this won't be in 4 months, maybe it'll be a bit longer or a bit less, but there's honestly no rush as to when this is going to happen. It's like, this is your journey, and this is about you learning to go with the tide. I'm hearing the rolling tide because it obviously goes in and out. You can't control that. You can't control the weather. It's all these things that you can't control. And actually, the more you release your control around it, the easier things will get. I also see a lot of travel. I see a car in this section here. So a lot of you guys might be doing a test. You might be doing your lessons. You might be, you know, getting a new car. There's also a change in environment. Some of you guys might be changing your home. You might be getting like something changing in your house. You might be adding on an extension. You might be getting like an outhouse. Yeah, like a little room down the garden. You might be extending your garden out. There's definitely some changes, but it feels like you're freeing things up. Something has definitely shifted within you, and it's allowing something to shift, to bring in, which is really, really nice. I love that. So let's get a couple of cards to just clarify what's going on for you guys. So group number 1, blessings, the next 4 months. See what's coming. Major changes, I'm hearing. Major changes. Lovely. We have Serenity. That card. It's probably one of my favourites. I love that glitter. So pretty. Serenity actually really sums you guys up because the purple is kind of following you at the moment, which I really love. I love the fact we have a yellow flower as well, because obviously yellow is the theme for today. Oh, we have happiness. That's so nice. We have yellow again. So for this, what I'm feeling for you guys is these flowers could also be quite a strong omen as well. This is Coreopsis. I don't know how to pronounce them. And this one is Amaryllis, and this one's Lavender. These are really lovely. I love these. I feel like for you guys, what I'm feeling is if anyone has a lot of pride around you, or anyone has a lot of intense emotions, is to just kind of come away from it, because you're definitely at peace at the moment and you don't want to kind of mess things up too much. You don't want to kind of bring in too much negative energy. So if anyone's kind of trying to actually push your buttons or bring in toxic energy, obviously we can't always help it, especially if we're in some sort of work environment. But at the end of the day, if something is really that toxic, it's really time to like get out of it. But you'll get the urge to do or don't, to do it or not to do it. I'm hearing to be or not to be. That is a question. So cheesy. But then yeah, that's basically what I'm seeing. It's like certain situations are asking of you a reaction. So if anything doesn't feel serene, peaceful, calm, no, get out of there. That's basically what I'm seeing. Because I'm hearing your peace is so important, and you don't want to be around drama anymore. Drama is just so old-fashioned, especially if you've grown up in a dramatic family. That is just like normally what we attract. With what we attract what we grow up with. So I definitely feel like that's you guys changing a lot around that, which is really nice in your relationship to drama. Okay, so let's get you a oracle card. What cards do we want today? I feel like I just want to go with my intuition as to what cards we want. Let's see, let's get one of these. Whoa. Okay, that one. Lovely. Oh my god, it's got hummingbirds in it. I love hummingbirds. Like, oh, they are so amazing. Like nature, wow, she provides. So we have Code of the Seas, the blueprint is within you, take the next step. Sorry guys, my focusing's been a bit weird today. I feel like you have done a lot of healing, and I'm just going to keep saying that through this group. You've done a lot of soul healing. you are meant to be coming out of this incubation period now. You might suddenly start a new hobby as well. You might suddenly start something brand new, and it might literally change your life. It could be it comes in the form of, you know, it's like doing something physical with your hands. It could be something you did when you were a child. Whatever it is, it's bringing you a lot of joy. So that this could actually make you a lot of money as well, which is really, really nice. Okay, so group number 1. Lovely. Let's get a couple more. Well, my throat just did something really, really weird. My throat just closed up. We have reflection, expansion. Let's get one more. 2 more? Okay. Lovely. Balance and release. That is so nice. I love this. This is basically asking you and telling you like it's okay, like things are okay. This says attracting like a rose, receive abundance desires come to me. And then we have these 2 gorgeous hummingbirds and this little bee. This is just saying to you, you have a purpose, and just, especially if you don't know it right now, actually being in the moment is going to serve you a lot. Like this is underneath the deck. So it's something you might not realize at this moment, but you are going to realize a lot very soon about who you are. And a lot of people, especially if you get disagreements with people, that's actually a really good sign, because it's showing you that you're growing out of your environment, which is really good. And I'm hearing, I want that for you, I want that for you. So anytime there's kind of imbalance or anything like that, just realizing that that's just showing you where there's things that need to change, okay? So let's have a look and see what else we have. So we have Vesta. Oops, that's not in the frame. We have Vesta, we have Aquarius, and ooh, wow. So the lunar eclipse is going to be a really big one for you. So next lunar eclipse could be a timing for you as well. Aquarius is just showing me so much mental energy. Aquarians are very mental. They are very much in the head a lot. So I'm hearing just don't overthink it. You can change things when you need to. If anything needs to change, don't be afraid to change it. And the 3rd house is obviously very important to you guys. Gemini is obviously a very important sign. So if there's anything about Gemini in your life right now in the next 4 months, definitely keep that in mind, because I feel like that's a really big omen for you. And you could be in your 3rd house. So you could be around the age of 26, 38, 50, possibly those ages, because I think that's when you're in your 3rd house, roughly. I don't know, maths. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling for you guys. That's really important, and there's a lot of communication going on for you. So you can expect a lot of communication coming towards you, around you, new people, new groups. I'm seeing like barbecues and like festivals, things like that. I'm seeing that happening for you guys. So the last message, I'm just going to pull no, I'm not going to pull a card. I'm going to get the meaning for this card in the book. So this is called Vesta. Vesta's a really nice one. I love Vesta. So this is the Arcana of Astrology. I just love this. Every time I get this out, obsessed with it. That's why I use it so much. Okay, so Vesta. You know when I like a deck when I use it a lot, because your girl is specific, okay? She's got Scorpio and Virgo in her chart. She's not messing around, bitch. All right, so Vesta, where is she? Here. Fire, candles, donkeys, heaths, kettles. That's what it represents. When I hear a kettle, I'm kind of feeling like a boiling point. Like a lot of you guys have had that the last few days, like a boiling point. You're like, I can't do this anymore. It's the energies, girl, okay? It's the energies. I know it's difficult. It's not fun, but okay. Right now, it's all about you and reconnecting to your passion. Where does your spark of inspiration reside, and how can you turn it into a roaring fire? Sometimes we feel that initial urge to create, but don't know how to direct it productively. Vesta grants us the gift of focus. Everything is falling into place and will continue to do so as long as we stay genuine to our desires. You may be asked to give something up in exchange for getting what you want. How much are you willing to sacrifice? Follow your instincts and your intuition, and the choice will be easy. Once you make a decision, you have to give it 110% and see it all the way through. That's very Gemini. Geminis get so many ideas, but a lot of the time if they're in balance, they don't tend to execute the ideas because it's kind of like an insecurity. But honestly, guys, I feel like you can definitely do this. Nurturing warmth, focus, devotion, tending a sacrifice. It feels like you're going to get some sort of massive download in the form of like a creative idea. You might not even think it's a download. You're like, oh, that would be a good idea. You do it and then it actually turns out really, really good. Last message, we have Aries, we have the 5th house of Leo, and then we also have Pluto. So This is, wow, this is actually intense. I actually see a romance happening as well. So if a lot of you guys are single, I can see romance happening. You are romanticizing your life, if that's the right word. Like, you are basically bringing in romance into your life by loving your life more, and that's bringing in more things because you're actually appreciating what you have. And when you appreciate what you have, you're actually in the moment. You're like, oh my God, I really appreciate this. Thank you, thank you. You know, you're really in the flow. You are asking the universe or God, whoever you believe in here. This is just showing me that big changes are happening. You've done the shitty work, you've done the uncomfortable stuff, and now we've got the fun stuff. So this is very, very good for you guys. So have a great day. My rates are below and along with my crystal shop in the description box. Have a great day, and I'll speak to you very soon. Oh, also, the omen of a hummingbird and a bee, very strong. Look that up, okay? Bye. Hello, group number 2. Let's get started with your reading. You guys chose the beautiful Citrine. She's a lovely one, actually. She's got really nice energy. Okay, so let's get started with your reading. So you guys have Venus, Sagittarius, 9th house, and flirtation. So, or number 9. So a lot of you guys are definitely working on how you present yourself to people, what that means for you, especially when it comes to intimacy. Especially when it comes to attracting, I'm hearing the opposite sex, obviously the same sex, depending on who you're interested in. But basically, whoever you're romantically tied to, sorry guys, there's like a noise outside, it's very strange. Whoever you're romantically tied to, that's kind of what you're kind of working on. So not to say that you have to have someone in your life. It's basically like, say for me, straight female, I'm working on how I attract men, or my relationship to men and males. So that's kind of what you guys are working on at the moment. So whoever your person you're attracted to, this type of gender, that's definitely what you're working on. That's what you're bringing in. So, okay, so this is kind of the energy that you're leaving behind. This is extremism. You are leaving behind this kind of addictive kind of energy around relationships, and this is Mercury in Scorpio. Hi, that is me. That makes me a tarot reader. 8th house. So this is intense. You're leaving behind this intensity and bringing in authenticity and happiness, which is really nice. So let's see what else is coming on in the next 4 months. Okay, we have 4 of Wands. I love that. That is so lovely. That is just play, happiness, fun. 4 of Wands is my stable table message. I always used to get this message when I first started doing readings. It's stable table. Because at the end of the day, if you take a leg out of a table, it hasn't got 4 legs anymore, and it's not going to be stable unless it's obviously like a tripod, but that's not what we're going for. A lot of times I used to get this message because when I tuned into, you know, a group or a client, I was like, oh, there's something not stable about this situation. Because basically you have to have those 4 legs for it to be fully stable. So if you take one away, it won't be stable, and you have to kind of bring in that energy. So for you guys, if you have the 4 of Wands, this is completely stable. So I can most likely guarantee you that if your soul is ready, you could meet somebody who is right for you, who makes you feel really comfortable, who makes you feel good about yourself, and who makes you feel like you can just be yourself, who makes you feel feminine, who makes you feel masculine, you know, whatever your most dominant energy is really for you, they're going to increase that. They're going to make you feel really, really good. And this is definitely because it's happening within you. You know, you're working on that energy, and it's bringing in really lovely people. I also see some of you, you're working in a cafe. I'm seeing you like serving people, and that could be your job. That could be like a little summer job that you have, or a little, you know, whatever the season you're looking at this into, like that season job, like a winter job or something, Christmas job. Okay. Wow, yeah. Oh my God. You've done the work, girl. You have done the work. You have definitely avoided responsibility in the past. You've definitely avoided kind of looking at your own emotions by focusing on other people, or kind of just shoving stuff under the rug. And now you're not doing that anymore. So it's actually bringing an authentic life for you. That was in group number 1, which is not surprising because the groups normally connect, to be fair. 1 and 2 always connect. That is so gorgeous. So, okay, there's definitely a lovely balance going on because we also have Venus in Sag, and we have Justice. So there's a lot of like Venus energy going on. So when it comes to Justice, it's, you know, it's Libra. It's that energy of things, you know, you're getting justice for things, and things are balancing themselves out. So when it comes to relationships are all about balance. So if things aren't balanced for you, you'll know, and if you have Libra in your chart, you are definitely having possibly codependency tendencies, or rhymed he, or if you have people-pleasing tendencies, this something you'll possibly have done or still do is try to adjust the situation for it to work out. And at the end of the day, remember, you're not responsible for other people and how they react. So your journey recently has been to not basically adjust people or adjust yourself to fit in. If people don't agree with you or they don't like you, let them disagree with you. They are full in their right to disagree with you. Doesn't mean you have to be around those people, especially if it's uncomfortable. We then had the Five of Cups. This is also what you're leaving behind. That's very much to do with that extreme card we had. You're releasing a lot of like this intense energy, very dark, very intense. And when I say dark, I just mean it's just a lot. It's a lot to deal with. And I'm hearing a lightness in relationships. So you're going to have a lightness come into your relationships, and it's going to feel really, really comfortable, which is nice. These two have had a row. They're kind of like looking at the other way. What I'm seeing is you and your partner in the future, your future partner, or you and the person you've been around have had to go your separate ways. And what I'm seeing for this, even if you're with somebody and you're in a partnership, sometimes it actually does you good to just be away from each other for a while. This actually is a really good technique for you to kind of find who you are, especially if you have codependency tendencies. If you just be by yourself for at least like a few days a week, it's really good for you to do that, especially around somebody who's quite triggering, because it helps you find who you are. It helps you ground yourself, literally. So these people are working stuff out right now. This kind of reminds me of you and a possible partner coming in, because this feels like a relationship. This feels like both of you are literally meant to be together. It's just not the right timing yet. Both of you are separate, doing your own thing, especially for those who are single. You're kind of doing your own thing, and then you kind of come together when you feel like you're ready, especially when you start to balance out your relationships. Because if you don't feel comfortable being either by yourself, or you don't feel comfortable, being in relationships where, you feel like you're possibly trying to adjust yourself, this is a really good time for you to focus on yourself right now. Within the next 4 months, I see a lot of changes to do with relationships and how you interact with them. This is a really, really healthy thing, because if you actually figure this out for yourself now, if you actually come into a partnership, or even in your relationship, if you have one now, a romantic one, then you're going to be a much healthier version of yourself to present to that person as well, because relationships take two to tango. It's two people, it's two energies, and that's why it can get really complicated, because if you haven't resolved stuff, you bring that baggage with you, and their baggage is your baggage. Unfortunately, that's what happens if you haven't dealt with the stuff, because they possibly project it onto you, and it's not healthy. So if anything feels not balanced at the moment, then don't be afraid to just wait it out. Look after yourself. There's no rush. Whatever you're trying to, bring into your life, it will come at the right time for you. Remember, you are fully abundant. You can bring this in when it's the right time, but you've got to work towards it as well. You've got to make that effort. You've got to meet that universe halfway, So basically, your aim is stability right now. It's the second house of Taurus. It's anything to do with growth, stability, long-term, longevity, Jupiter. It's very big, it's very large energy, very Venus. So when it comes to this energy, never feel like you have to adjust yourself to get it, because it's not going to feel healthy, it's not going to feel good. So if you ever feel like something is off, look at what you're bringing to the table and make a choice. At the end of the day, when we choose to be around people, we are choosing it. We are choosing to be around those types of people. So it's a really healthy thing to look at how you're interacting in that connection, and how that's affecting you and how it's affecting the other person. Very much it is Taurus, it's values and things like that, very Venus. Okay, so you are definitely working on career right now. That's literally something I feel like you're working on, and finding something you're passionate about. I feel like a lot of you guys I'm hearing are tied to something you don't want to be tied to. I'm feeling career, and it feels like there's a ball and chain like attached to my leg. Every time you think of work, it weighs you down. And that's because you're in a transition period. You're not meant to do a job that makes you miserable. And it sounds really, counterintuitive, because it's like, well, we have to work. But at the end of the day, yes, you have to work, but it doesn't mean you have to work in a job you hate. Especially if it's something it's draining you. You can easily do a job that gets the same money, that possibly isn't a toxic environment. You have choices. It's just up to you whether you want to go forward and do something about it when it's the right timing. It really is timing in this group. So dignity is a really big thing. You are definitely around a lot of big personalities, or have been around a lot of people that are very dramatic. So the main thing, like I said, you're working on in the next 4 months, or right now, is your connection to relationships. And what this is going to do is it's going to bring in more passion, because you are no longer feeling responsible for other people. So all the energy you're putting into all those people, which basically is just getting dispelled anyway, then you'll bring it back to yourself and you are bringing more love to your life, which is really nice. And this is also giving you permission to just express yourself, because if you're constantly putting in energy to other people who really, most of the time don't give a shit, when you people please, a lot of people take, because we are used to dealing with narcissists, especially as empaths. So if you have definitely been around narcissistic people, narcissists will take, empaths will give. So if you guys have definitely been in those sort of situations, it's time to pull that energy back. And if the narcissist gets angry, or if like you've changed, great, that is good. That means you're on the right path. It does not matter about their reaction. Let them react. Let them come up with that conflict, sit in it, and work on the emotions that come up. Because the more you try to shove it under the rug, you're not going to grow. You're going to just feel confined. There's going to be resentment, and there could be breakups all over the place if you're in relationships and there's no communication. Okay, obviously if there needs to be a breakup, you know, do it, but this is just about getting really conscious about what you're giving into the relationship and what the person is giving. So when it comes to your life at the moment, anything you're passionate about needs to be executed. So anything that brings you joy, that brings you excitement, lean towards it, bring it in more, and just give yourself a fucking break. Like, you are really hard on yourself. Lilac is a really strong colour for you, really big omen. Pink, purple's really good for you to have around at the moment, all to do with love and the crown chakra. And love, very, very strong for you guys. So let's see what else we have that is coming towards you in the next 4 months. Let's see. Let's get you an oracle card. Lovely. So it's definitely about looking after yourself. Everything you're dealing with right now is to do with you. It always will be, because you are the centre of your own universe, and that is a fact. Because you came in by yourself, obviously, unless you're a twin, but you know, I don't think babies can be birthed at the same time. You're here by yourself, and this is your journey. You get to make choices out of your own discernment. It's not up to other people, whether it's, you know, if it suits them. Who gives a shit? It's nothing to do with them. Okay, lovely. Clarity, Mercury retrograde, a fresh start, a positive outlook. Yes, that is definitely true. Ooh, okay. Nourishment, replenishment, health, rest, self-care, stop the endless searching, inner quest. Yep, you guys are definitely doing some searching, and it is really affecting you on your overthinking. I'm going to stop overthinking. Oh, there's a card. Oh, okay, so this is one of the cards from group number 1 that just kind of like was left there. The blueprint is within you, take the next step. I'm hearing you wanting to get permission from people, and it's like you don't need that permission. Yeah, exactly. It's really about your sense of self and like your self-worth and feeling enough. Yeah, and the key is to nurture yourself. Definitely. Yep. Of course, you have balance. Really, really Venus, strong Venus energy. Underneath, we have this empty one here. What that's showing me is it's like you just got to take one step at a time, and things will reveal themselves to you. Okay, let's get you some astrology cards. Let's see what else is coming towards you. Lovely. That is yummy. I love that energy. That is really yummy. I can't explain it any other way. It feels like you are able to actually attract things now. There was a lot of pause and a lot of roadblocks, but it's because you had to be in quiet to hear your voice and to hear your feelings and to feel your feelings. This is showing me there's new starts coming, and the moon energy feels like your emotions are definitely heightened as well. So when it comes to the next 4 months, self-care is so important, especially when it comes to my women who have periods, who have menstruation. It's really, really important to look after yourself, especially at those times, because it's just very important, especially if women in their hormones. I mean, men in their hormones as well. Hormones really affect you. Lovely. And then we have the new moon. So I love this. So I feel like you guys are very moony at the moment. The moon energy is really like around you guys. It feels like I'm hearing there's no worries. I'm hearing means no worries for the rest of your days. It feels very like cutesy. I'm getting a lot of like Disney references. I'm just going to move my microphone. Sorry if that's loud, guys. I just need to move my microphone close to my mouth. Okay, so we're going to have a look at Neptune. This is the Arcana of astrology. Love this. This is a perfect deck for anyone who's just loves astrology or is into astrology. I actually have learned a lot from this book, and I know quite a lot about astrology, so it is very, very good if you want to have a look into it. So Neptune is amazing. Neptune is a very strong planet around psychic abilities and things like that. It represents tridents, tridents, seashells, water lilies, boats and dolphins. So wow, like very ethereal energy around you guys. Illusion, delusion, psychic abilities, addictions, mysticism, and spiritual needs. Now is the time to retreat into solitude and to do some self-reflection. This could also help bring in what you need to bring in as well. So it doesn't mean that things aren't coming towards you. This is just like a starting point. A spiritual check-in is the ultimate form of self-care, especially in a world filled with superficial noise. This constant barrage of message that prey on your deepest insecurities can lead us down a dark path. Neptune can grant you the ability to tune out all the fakery and realign with your universal truth. What calls you to your highest psychic plane? It could be divinity, it could be beauty, it could be joy, anything. No matter what it is, you can reconnect to it by being still. If you have been engaging in self-destructive behaviours, now is the time to stop. As long as you are living on this planet, you have the choice and ability to better your life. Don't let negative thoughts take that away from you. You have a purpose here, even if you have forgotten it. Neptune is giving you the chance to come back from the brink. Take it. Whoa, that was deep, girl. Oh my God, that is definitely Pisces right there. Pisces is bringing in the depth. Okay, last message. Ooh. Oh my God, that's literally what group number 1 had. Gemini, 3rd house, and then we have the North Node. So if your North Node is in Gemini, then your South Node will be in Sag. So what I'm feeling, oh my God, that's literally group number 1 as well. If you guys were drawn to group number 1, it's definitely a sign to have a little look at it. Maybe even skip through as well if you feel like there's like a certain message. Because we had Sagittarius and Gemini and they're literally opposite each other. So that is amazing. So what this is showing me is you guys are being drawn to more happiness, less destruction, less drama, anything that gives you that sense of young energy. Like we have this girl in the womb as well here. So there's definitely this kind of young childlike energy about you. It feels very, very, very positive. So the fact that you have the North Node as well indicates to me that you're clearing out, which is really nice. And there's some newness on the horizon as well for you guys. These planetary aspects can be really important. So anytime anything is in Gemini, anything is to do with the 3rd house or Neptune with Pisces, that's just a really strong omen for you. And I just see that there's not a lot of, okay, there is a lot of physical things happening, but it's up to you what is going to happen. Like they're not really telling me a lot, so it's going to be more of a surprise. But I'm just going to say it's really about nurturing yourself, looking after yourself. And at the end of the day, you could be also going through a transition, and that's okay. It's just literally just going through that and let yourself do it. So thank you so much for watching. My rates and crystal shop are below, and I'll speak to you very soon. Bye. Hello, group number 3. Let's get started with your reading. So you guys chose the beautiful rose quartz. So we have, quite fitting actually for rose quartz, we have Mercury, Libra, 7th house. So this is obviously to do with, you know, Libran, Venus qualities, very much to do with romance. This does remind me of like that kind of, I mean, I am not religious, but I would say a lot of it's quite corrupt. The corrupt side of it is very much about like manipulation. So what I'm seeing for you guys is you're learning to basically cut the bullshit in any sort of relationship you have. And you're no longer kind of putting people on a pedestal. You know, you're no longer putting them above you and making them seem like they're the most amazing thing ever. You're really putting yourself first. And I feel like for you guys, you're no longer kind of covering yourself up emotionally, possibly physically. You're really learning to be your own person. And no matter what relationship you're in, that's kind of what you're learning, which is really, really nice. So let's see the next 4 months. 8 of Wands, lovely. So this is a very practical reading. This feels very much like, yes, there is relationships, lots of things being highlighted around relationships. But the 8 of Wands is a practical card. It's very much like forward movement, but more to do with like obviously physical things. So it's not, it is love, but it's not. It depends obviously what you're going to be going through. Everyone's different. So let's have a look and see with the tarot. This is the Valkyrie art. It's Valkyrie art. It's by Valkyrie Art on Etsy. It is the Ethereal Alchemist Tarot. Okay, let's see what's going on for you guys. So number 7 and number 8, very, very strong omens for you. Lovely, the 10 of Pentacles. So I'm picking up for you guys is you're no longer going to struggle, I feel like, around money. I think you've done a lot of work around money and how you actually attract it. This has come up so many times, this card, the moon. Very emotional, very deep card. Queen of Wands and what's the other one? Queen of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. Okay. All right, so there's definitely a lot to do with money. We're going to just clarify all these cards because I'm a little bit confused. Ten of Pentacles. Lovely. Rejoicing, lots of change, which is really, really nice. Lovely. I do see lots of things around relationships happening. It feels really positive. It feels like you're feeling stronger in connections. You feel like you can really put your foot down. So in the next 4 months, you're going to start to see a change within you and what you expect, what you deserve. And also you're possibly going to see it in other people's relationships as well. You're going to be like, oh, I noticed that probably is a bit off. Okay, so we have a Queen of Wands with a King of Cups. This feels like for the Queen, being Queen of Wands and King of Cups, attracting somebody who is very unexpected or attracting an energy that's very unexpected. So it's kind of like possibly you have like a revelation one day, or you kind of, you know, possibly if you're doing therapy, you're kind of, oh my God, I didn't think of it that way. Or you're kind of just seeing yourself in a different light. There's this, definitely is this energy around attracting a certain type of person. So say if you are wanting to attract a masculine person, you've been working on your masculine and it's bringing in that energy. A lot of you guys have always felt like you have to be very independent as well, and now you're kind of balancing that out, which is really nice. These two are very similar. So we have the Eight of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. This connection feels like you've turned your back on something, like you're no longer in the mood for it. You're like, I'm not getting involved. So this feels really good. I'm seeing that this kind of no bullshit attitude now, being very strong within your boundaries, is attracting a really nice person, because this person is looking forward. They're looking forward into the future, and she's kind of looking back. So you've definitely done a lot of work on the past. I feel like this is you, this is somebody else. Obviously it doesn't matter about the gender or anything, but kind of what it's representing. And the Three of Swords, this is definitely in the past. This is definitely what you're releasing. So the Queen of Wands being your energy, it feels like you've always put your energy into other people, and it's kind of come back to you where you've always felt empty. So you've definitely looked into your past, wondered why you've come to that conclusion, why that's been happening to you, why you've done those things. And what you're doing is you're actually rewriting some karma around relationships, and it's bringing in a really nice person who's very stable, who feels very Aquarian, Cancerian or Taurus to me, and they are wanting a future with you. And this could be, I do feel like it doesn't have to be in 4 months, it can be possibly 8 months to a year, but this person definitely wants something with you, and it could be a friendship, it could be, it just feels deep. It actually feels like, you know, somebody you could be in a relationship with. So obviously if you're not single, that's not obviously for you, but for those of you who are single, that's definitely a really big message. I also feel like those of you who are in relationships, you are definitely changing your relationship to masculines and men, and just anyone really. You're changing your relationship to masculines and how you relate to them, especially if you are interested in them romantically, especially to do with father figures as well. You're kind of revisiting that connection, possibly not even like seeing the person physically, but you are looking at it and how it's affected you when you were younger, and what it's really, and basically rebuilding your life. I feel like you're coming into a much more mature place. You're becoming much more mature with your thinking, and you're allowing yourself to actually feel things now, and it's bringing in a lot of new friendships as well. I just feel like a lot of happiness. This feels like I am mature. I have matured and things like that. I also feel like you see people for who they are now. You're no longer clouded by, you know, trauma or anything like that. You really want to be around these types of people. And if there's people around you who you just think, oh no, they're not the right person, you'll just know it, like straight away. You'll be like, nah, that person's not good for me. They are not a good influence for me. And you'll just be able to make that decision, which is really nice. It's very mature. It's a very mature emotional state. I just feel like a lot of you guys are a lot calmer as well. I'm hearing calmer as in C-A-L-M-E-R, but also karma as in C-A-R-M-A. Which is basically serenity. Oops, messed up my flowers. Yeah, so we have courage as well. We have serenity, courage. happiness. That one's been coming up a lot. Peace and spirituality. Love that. So what I feel is if your relationship to spirituality is really changing and it's giving you a lot more confidence in yourself, there's definitely a new beginning with who you are. And I feel like if people just don't get you, you're just not being around them anymore. Normally you'd kind of force yourself to be around people, or you'd be like, you know, oh, they're good for me, when they're really not. You're actually just seeing things really clearly and you're leveling up, which is really, really nice. And what I love about this is you have a lot more courage to actually make decisions, and you're able to make more concrete decisions now. So when it comes to the next 4 months in particular, I see that you're definitely, yeah, I just keep hearing you're definitely changing your relationship to people and how you relate to them and what you want out of the relationship and what feels good for you, what doesn't. And yeah, you could be bringing in a new relationship as well. That could be a massive indicator for you guys. I feel like you are definitely bringing a new spiritual practice into your life, which helps you to heal and cleanse. I feel like also you're going to pick up a hobby from a couple of years ago, or an exercise routine or something that really helps you to be stronger in your body, which is really nice. But the main blessing I feel like for you guys is just massive changes in your connections, how you feel about them, what you see in them, and just making decisions from there. And maybe it's like what you give to them as well. Maybe you're giving not too much, but when I say too much, it basically means like you give and they just take, you know, it's not balanced. So that's obviously when it can be too much. Okay, so let's get you some more cards. I'm gonna pull another oracle card. I'm sorry about my camera, guys, it keeps going in and out of focus, so really annoying. Okay. Ooh, yes, I love this card. The Wild Rose, do it your way, embrace your uniqueness, untamed. That is actually really perfect to do with relationships, because when we're in connections with people, and relationships doesn't mean anything, by the way, guys, it doesn't have to be romantic, because relationships are anything. You know, your relationships are your friendships, your family, co-workers, friends, romantic. So wow, this is really, really nice. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, I keep seeing spirits. It's really strange. Like today, I don't ever see spirits, but today I'm really seeing them. So you might be seeing spirits if that's something that you allow in. I literally said to spirit before I started doing this as a job, I was like, girl, you cannot give me spirits, okay? You cannot give me physical guides because I'll freak out. So when I see like a little bit of something, I'm like, oh, it's okay. But I don't ever have them fully come to me because I'm like, no bitch, not today. Because that will literally put me off. Anyway, so for you guys, we have do it your way, embrace your uniqueness, untamed. This is very special because what this is saying to you is when you're around the right people, they'll love you for who you are. If they're trying to control you and trying to change you and make you into something, that person is insecure and they're trying to stop themselves from feeling a certain way, so they're adjusting you to protect themselves. It's very selfish. So that's definitely something you're learning to kind of deal with, whether you want to, if you deal with it or not, it's your choice. We have Whispers of Mother Earth, creativity, ideas, inspiration, artist, writer channel. A lot of you guys are going to write a book. A lot of you guys are going to start writing new things. You're going to create new projects. You're going to build make new things and show them to the world, possibly around December. So this is a timeless reading, so it could be in about 8 months possibly when something actually is physically released. For some of you guys, it could be a baby as well if you are pregnant. Healing the mother line, healing ancestral work, mother line and growing up. That always comes up for me when I say about maturing. Like, you guys are really, really maturing. It's very, very, very positive. I love that. Okay, let's see what else we have. We have, ooh, newness. I like that. Newness is fun. I love that one. Lovely. So a lot of you guys are coming into your calling. A lot of you guys have kind of pushed it down out of no fault of your own. Society, it's the way it does it. But you're fully coming into it, I feel. You are embracing it, and it's bringing in new people because you're shining your confidence. People will naturally be drawn to you if you are authentic about who you are. And it's because you've gone through a transformation, you feel comfortable being yourself. People are naturally drawn to you and they're like, ooh, I love your energy. It's like, it's very open, it's very genuine. And I'm picking up on garnet for you guys. Garnet, I actually have it here. Garnet is a really gorgeous crystal. This is actually my Libra crystal. So any of my Libras, garnet is gorgeous. This is in my Attracting Love kit. I will be changing up my crystal kits very soon, but this is a really lovely one. Garnet's a very deep, intense, but really grounding crystal for relationships. I feel like a lot of you guys are just coming more into your feminine side. Like you are bringing in so much more to your feminine side. It's like you are being seen more. as a feminine, especially, I mean, not specifically for men, it's like both, definitely both. Because your feminine side is very, very important. It's to do with how you love, it's how you receive love, it's how you give it out, it's how you are kind to yourself, it's your nurturing side. You know, everyone has their feminine side. No matter if you resonate as a feminine or a masculine, it does not matter. We need both to function. That's why we have men and women. So Sun and Cancer, love this. This is the mother energy. So these two, basically healing the mother. This is what you're doing. You're healing your connection with your mother as well. You're healing the connection with your mother and the way you react to it within your entire body, like what is represented for you, what it means to you. You're bringing in this into your career as well, being that motherly energy. And we have Gemini as well, so a lovely kind of Gemini Cancerian kind of connection, very light, very fluffy, very happy about that. And the fact that we have Juno is so important. Like Juno is like massively important around relationships, and we have Chiron. Your karma is literally changing around relationships. You're no longer forcing them, you're no longer changing yourself, you're literally just being who you are. So we're going to look up Juno as your message, and then we'll pull some dice. So Juno is the asteroid, and it's to do with relationships. It's very much to do with how we connect and things like that. So it's about the partner, you know, things like that. So it rules peacocks, crowns, lilies and pomegranates. Commitment, trust, equality, support, cooperation, infidelity, possessiveness, jealousy, imbalance and oppression. So it's basically the positive and negative sides of Libra, pretty much. Or like the balanced and unbalanced versions. I'm hearing both are necessary. When Juno... Do you know what? That's actually a really nice message, because it's basically saying both are necessary. So when it's saying that, it's like, just because there's unbalanced sides of you or unbalanced sides of other people, it doesn't mean that there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, we have to have balance. It's like sometimes we can kind of be maybe possessive or jealous. It's okay. It's just looking at what's underneath that, you know, as long as it's kind of, you know, looked into, there's nothing wrong with that. We need that kind of intensity, but also the softness. We can't always have light and fluffiness all the time. And that's definitely something I feel like for a lot of you guys in relationships. It's like, I want to have it so pretty, so lovely, so romantic all the time. It's like, girl, you can't. You have to have that talk, you know. You have to actually sit down with yourself and not shove stuff under the rug and things like that. Very important. I'm seeing you literally taking off your mask as well, like taking off your mask and like releasing this false appearance which you've kind of used to survive. Not anymore though, girl. You are healing, yes. When Juno appears in a reading, it's time to take a look at your relationship and evaluate what is working and what is not. Make sure your focus is not only on the history of this relationship, but also the possible future of it. Juno never makes a flippant or sudden decision. She looks at every possible angle of a situation. It's the perfect time to make a list of the pros, cons, or indiscretions. Is your partner meeting your needs? Are you meeting their needs? If your partner strives for stability and you want excitement, how are you going to balance these desires? And also it's like making sure you're getting out what you need from relationships. If you are not partnered up, this is a great time to do some self-reflection on what you bring to the table, the boundaries you want to set, or even if you want to be in a romantic relationship at all. That literally is exactly what I was talking about. Also, this is the book that I'm looking at. This is the deck. I love this. Obsessed. Every single time I do a reading, you guys are probably like bored of me saying that, but it's I just love it. It's such a good deck. Any deck that gives me info, I'm just like, yes, give it to me. You could also be healing your relationship to do with Cancerians as well, because Cancer's very much just an overall energy I feel from this reading. Wow, this is fucking powerful. So we have Scorpio Moon, 10th house. So the next Scorpio Moon could be massive for you guys. Massive transformation. I see you being the top dog in your career. So most likely you're working for yourself, or you're deciding to work for a company you really enjoy. Scorpio Moon is very powerful. It's very private, but it's very powerful. When Scorpio is actually, what's the word? Can you give me the word, please? Like assert, not assert, like show up for themselves. Like don't, like release a little bit less privacy. Like allow themselves to be seen more. I don't know what the word is, but get themselves out there in like a non-vague way. You guys are actually doing yourself a favour. You know, you're allowing yourself to be their spiritual side of you, because your spiritual side is fucking important, okay? Doesn't matter if society accepts it or not. Spirituality is literally at our core. We're literally spiritual beings. Emotions, spirituality, your body and your soul, all important, okay? So that's basically what I'm feeling. It's like everything's on the table. Do you want it or not? Yes or no? And that's basically what you're doing with these connections. It's like, this is who I am. Take it or leave it. If you don't want to If you don't want it, fuck off. Basically, very Scorpio. And I'm a Scorpio myself, so I'm really resonating with this side of the reading. And the 10th house is so important because it resonates with father figures, masculines, and we were looking at the woman here, the feminine. So we literally have a lovely connection going on, and we have both sides of you coming up, especially for my females who really resonate as feminine, who possibly shrink or, you know, hide themselves. This is for you guys as well. Working on your masculine side is very important, because what it does is it allows you to show up for yourself. It allows you to initiate and move forward and actually give yourself permission to speak up. It's so important, like, especially for females and feminines. It's like the feminine energy is rising. It's so important for us to be seen, for us to be heard, and to have a fucking voice, because we've been suppressed for thousands of years. And the energy is starting to like shift more of the feminine. It's crazy. But definitely also a lot of transformation in career. So if you've been going through a lot of deep thinking around your career, just know that you're being seen, you're being heard, and your changes will be happening, but it's all about finding your calling. So don't be afraid to just try new things, to let your intuition guide you. Ask the universe. You know, I literally say, universe, help me with this today. You know, I literally just ask them like I'm a friend. Like, don't worry about how you ask. It's really about intention. It's not really about what you say. You know, you could say something really nasty to the universe, like, fuck you, and the universe will just laugh and just like, haha, bitch, it's okay, you're a human. You go through shit. It's literally like that. All the guys are like laughing at us because we're just going through the shit and they don't have to. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm also hearing the last thing, just being putting yourself in the driver's seat. Like, make sure you're the main character of your journey, because that is the sun that's like, I'm going to do the damn thing. I can make the decisions now. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Big blessings to you guys. Don't be afraid to express yourself. Emotions are so important. Yeah, you guys are doing amazing. So have a great day. Rates and crystal shop are below, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye. Hello, Britain before. Let's get started with your reading. Let's see what's going on for you guys. So you guys chose intuition with the Amazonite crystal. Beautiful blue. I love this. Very good for the throat and the heart chakra. So for a lot of you guys, I'm feeling a gentle softness with this group. I feel like there is definitely some new energy coming. There's this kind of acceptance about things, and I feel like we have Gabriel here. I'm definitely getting this strong connection to archangels like Gabriel and Michael and all that. So I do feel like you'll possibly have quite a strong connection. I feel like I'm really looking at these symbols here. It kind of looks almost slightly Japanesey to me, or very like ancient language. So it could be Japanese as well, but it feels very ancient language here. So we also have Cancerian here. So we have Mercury with Cancer. It's funny that we had a lot of Mercury going on with these groups. So obviously the throat chakra is really being highlighted. The fact that we have Mercury with Cancer just shows to me that there's a lot of need to like express through emotion, like express an emotional connection. Just like express emotionally. Sorry, that petal was really bugging me. And definitely connecting to that water element of you as well. Okay, so we have the Page of Wands, which is a really nice one. So the Page of Wands, I do actually feel that has to do with the throat chakra as well. There's an offering, there's something on its way, and I feel like for you guys, I'm hearing just let it come to you. When it comes to your blessings, you know, things that are coming towards you, I'm just hearing you're letting it come to you. There's no resistance, which is really, really nice. And I'm hearing for a change, especially if those of you are quite stubborn, or possibly your heart chakra has been closed off for quite a long time. I'm hearing if you are quite a masculine female as well, if you resonate as more masculine, or you've been kind of working through your masculine side and kind of allowing that feminine side to come in more as well. Or if you're just a very masculine person, doesn't have to be female as well. Okay, so we have the Two of Wands, really like intense start. So I'm seeing like this being like a gateway to like a new side of you. It's actually reminds me of a gateway to heaven. I don't know why I'm picking that up, but it feels like it's like a brand new stage of your life, and it's kind of like you're having to feel it out, use your intuition, use your instincts. Your intuition is very, very high as well. I feel like this reading is very, very different to a lot of the ones we've had, which is really nice. We have the Seven of Cups. So I am definitely feeling a new start for you guys. I'm seeing university and a new job, but I'm seeing like a brand new workspace, and you're having to just feel out each individual day. You're having to just feel it out and see if you like it. You may also have a friend who works at the job that you work at who maybe introduce you to this new job. or will in the future. There's a lot of masculine energy in this group. There's a lot of big changes. There's a lot of forward movement, and that's very masculine. It's kind of like wanting to shift something forward. And especially with this death card, that is just like really, really intense. Let's just clarify that death card. Whoa. So, and literally masculine, we have the Emperor. This card is so unique. I've never seen a card like this before. Underneath the deck, Page of Wands. There we go, lovely. So you literally have the Page of Wands twice. You have it here and you also have it here, which I absolutely love. So very, very nice. Very rarely do I get like the exact same card. So that is gorgeous. What this is showing me is you are leading with your intuition. There's something new coming and your intuition is on fire. Like you're going to start getting some really clear messages, or you're going to just know stuff and people will be like, how did you know that? And then you're going to be like, I don't know. Or you're just going to know things and you're going to stick with it. So I'm hearing no one is causing you heartbreak, which is quite nice. It's nice and rare. Hopefully not rare anymore though, because your karma is changing. But the next 4 months, massive, massive changes with how you interact with masculines and how you interact with men. And definitely with your, especially if you resonate more as a masculine, it's your masculine side you're working with too. You're no longer breaking your own heart. I'm hearing, don't go breaking my heart. Got that song. So it's kind of like you're no longer relying on other people to make you happy. And you're definitely no longer relying on, you're no longer relying on, what's the word? Like you are basically not putting people on a pedestal, but also you're not expecting people to make you happy and then getting frustrated when they don't. There's a sense of separation, which is actually bringing in some really healthy people into your life who can really work with you instead of working against you. This is absolutely gorgeous. I love this. I love this along with this because it's just intense. It's like I'm seeing this massive like clicking and bringing and like pulling out. It's like something is being cracked open and you get to decide what side you want to be on. Either side is good, but it's kind of like which journey do you want? You know, that's kind of what I'm seeing. I'm seeing like almost like a book opening or like a cracking an Easter egg sort of thing and having like goodies inside. That's kind of what I'm seeing for this group. There's lots of different options. And what I like about this is we have the 7 of Cups and the 9 of Cups. So you have a lot of options. You got some newness coming in and it's basically you've got more control. You feel more in control. And basically, you know, we never actually really are in control, but especially if you do a lot of emotional work or you actually really work on yourself in different types of ways, you explore who you are, you get more comfortable in your body and you're no longer kind of escaping it. So you're actually able to make some really clear decisions. The Ace of Wands is really nice as well, especially with the Emperor. It's showing me that you are definitely connected with your masculine side. You feel comfortable making decisions. You feel comfortable asserting yourself. I'm hearing I'm going to go over to them. There might be someone you find really attractive. You might go over to them. You might message them. You might maybe even call them. Could be people from the past as well. If there's somebody you've always wanted to connect to. I'm hearing if it's meant to be, it will work out. Like if there's somebody in your life, I'm hearing just don't chase them. There's definitely some people coming into your life who will stay and they won't make you feel uncomfortable. They'll make you feel really safe. And that's when you know that they're the right person. I'm hearing just overflowing of love. People will shower you in love and affection. And that is when you know that they're the right people to be in your life. I'm hearing also look at things from 2 sides of the coin. Not everything is just one-sided. So if you need to sorry guys, Mercury retrograde while I'm filming this, to get to use some more perspective in your head to give you some more space, then definitely go out in nature, get away from your house. And I literally have done this reading like in 2 sections and I feel so different. Like literally just going outside for a bit honestly made my energy like shift so much. So for you guys, that's really, really good for you to do that, is to really go out and shift your energy, because being indoors can be really, really bad if you're doing it a lot of the time. So we have the Ace of Wands, which is really nice. I'm seeing new growth. I'm seeing like you have always been this kind of empty stick. It sounds really strange to say empty stick, but like kind of just like an empty vessel, always feeling like nothing is complete, and then these roses just starting to bloom. So it's like you're starting to see some progress, and it's kind of been a bit dismal for the last like 10 years, especially in relationships. It's kind of been like I'm hearing slim pickings, but it actually hasn't been slim pickings. It's only because we are kind of like feeling like we have to force ourselves into relationships. you've always kind of felt like because you're single, or because maybe the relationship isn't working out for you, you feel like you have to force it, or force a relationship with someone and it doesn't work, and then you think, oh, maybe they don't like me, maybe there's something wrong with me. It's like, girl, all you've got to do is focus on your own life, and your man's or your woman's will come to you. You do not have to wait on some sort of change. You've got to live your life. Like, the last thing you want is your man's or your woman's being like, I waited for you for so long, I didn't live my life. And it's like, girl, really? You kind of got to live your life before you meet someone. That's how you meet them. And that's definitely something I'm learning as well. It's definitely something that I like to really kind of preach, you know, not that I like that word, but preaching it is really important, because it's like, we do really need to live our lives to attract someone. That's literally how we do it. We've been so taught, and it's so ingrained in us that we have to wait for them and, you know, force the love and fight for the love. And it's like, you should never have to fight for love. If anything, you should communicate. If anything, you need to actually communicate with your person. That's what you need to do, not fighting for it or forcing it, you know. Lovely. So there's going to be a lot of appreciation around you. You're going to start to feel more appreciated because you're around people who really appreciate you. You know, you're not around people who cause a lot of drama and disruption in your life. I'm hearing a lot of females. You're releasing a lot of destructive females in your life who just make you, sorry guys, just getting rid of a bit of dust, who make you feel mediocre. They make you feel less than. You're releasing that, which is really nice. Lovely. So we have appreciation, peace, prosperity and strength. Got a lot of dust on my table. Okay, and underneath you have gratitude. So there's a lot of kind of general words here. They're not kind of like, you know, love or friendship. It's very kind of like general. So I'm seeing that this is actually a really big deal, because for a lot of you guys, your life has felt quite slow. It actually hasn't been slow, just physically it has felt slow. Obviously, being a human, we don't see things actually physically manifesting until they manifest in the 3D. So for you guys, it's actually about just appreciating what you have right now, what you can do in this moment, because at the end of the day, all we have is this moment. So working on this moment is going to really help you to move forward, to deal with any bitterness or any rawness that you're feeling about not attracting things or in your timing. And realising that you're very strong, and the reason why you have gone through all these things is to help you grow and to make you feel a lot more comfortable when it comes to actually attracting the right thing. You're actually allowing it in. Because a lot of the time when we close up our heart, it's really hard to actually kind of distance ourselves from our patterns, because when you have patterns, you basically just keep attracting the same person, the same situation, and wondering like, why me, why this? And it's like, girl, it's because you're attracting it. You know, your subconscious wants to keep you safe, but it's not helping you anymore. You know, that's your younger self. I'm seeing the letter S and T. I'm also hearing like shh, like someone shushing, but not in a bad way, not like a calm down way. It's like quieting you down, like quieting the mind down. So this is really lovely. We have trust the seasons. This is really nice. We have this lovely kind of 3-generational connection here. We have the daughter, the mother and the grandmother. Embracing change, cycles of life transition and growth. Yeah, lovely. So this is about you coming into your body, like coming into yourself. I'm seeing you, I'm hearing, I don't go to the pub anymore. So you might not be drinking as much as you used to. I feel like your body's changing and what you put in it is changing. Oh, I actually don't think I've ever had this card before. Sophia, divine plan, wisdom, intelligence within destiny. That could be some of you guys' names as well. If your guys' name is Sophia or Sophie. The child within, inner mother, innocence, gentleness and tenderness. The bloom, creations realised, right time, harvest and celebrate. Yeah, lovely. So I'm picking up within about 2 months, could be some really good changes coming for you, especially around winter and summer. Really, really big changes. I feel like the harsher months, like the really, really cold, really, really hot, those months are the most potent for you. That's just what I'm feeling. I feel like you guys are very intense sometimes. For things to happen for you, you need an intense shift, and that's, you know, obviously intense as well. So obviously it depends on when it happens to you, because obviously everyone's in a different part of the world, but that's something I'm definitely feeling for a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys have been through a lot of muddy waters because you've had to learn how to be independent with your emotions, because independence, like authentic independence to me, is when you can actually handle your emotions and you can self-soothe. Independence, if we're too independent, we can kind of push things away. It's kind of when we're resistant. That's not independence. Independence is when you're emotionally mature enough to handle things. That's what I feel like independence is, because you're no longer like relying on someone to feed that desperate need, you know. Lovely. Oh, this is so gorgeous. A lot of you guys are like really coming into this really lovely, genuine cycle. It just feels like you guys are really maturing, and it doesn't matter on your age. I'm seeing a lot of you guys quite young though, around 20s, early 30s. because you've been patient with yourself, and obviously you've been frustrated at times, but that's very normal. We are human, we are allowed to feel these feelings, and that's the whole point. We are allowed to feel these feelings. So within the next 4 months, I just feel, oh my God, we actually have seasons. I actually didn't even realize that. So that's quite nice. I feel like some of you guys, you could have a child called Sophia or Sophie, but I feel like this is so important. The fact that I was talking about seasons is just wow. And we have transformation. Within seasons, you transform. A lot of you guys, it's not going to be difficult really anymore. I feel like a lot of your karma's pretty much shifted. I'm seeing someone flipping over an egg or flipping over a pancake. You know, you don't even know how like burnt or like cooked it is until you flip it over. That's kind of like your life at the moment. You can't really see what's underneath until something major shifts and you're like, oh, now I get it. And things start to change. You start to see actual results. But also just try to be okay with not getting physical results straight away, because at the end of the day, you don't want to get physical results all the time. It's not going to be comfortable for you. Okay, we have first quarter moon. Some of you guys are going to the cinema. I just saw that really strongly. Some of you guys might be in the film industry as well, or you're going to go into media. I just heard corruption. Sorry guys, that's my views. That's my views on it. I'm hearing avoid the corruption as much as possible. Okay, so full moon. This is lovely. This, I think, was in group number 2 or 3. I love the full moon. That I just really resonate with that. For some of you guys, I'm going to recommend you lepidolite. This is sitting right next to me and I keep staring at it. When my eyes go somewhere, I normally, you know, that's for a reason. So this is purple lepidolite and I feel like it matches the Lilith. So that's really nice. This is about you guys tuning into your intuition when it comes to being sexual with people, and trusting your sexual needs and sexual desires. And sexual needs isn't just physical, it's actually about your creativity and actually owning your body and really, really, you know, making decisions from an authentic, you know, very grounded place. Not so much authentic, but really a grounded place. Like, especially when it comes to being around people, you're definitely changing the way you interact with relationships, and you're no longer kind of sacrificing your body or yourself to kind of make other people happy, or especially in a societal way, depending, obviously it doesn't matter on the gender, but for men and for women, there's kind of like different societal standards. They're very similar, but they're very different in some ways. And especially when it comes to intimacy, this is a very strong message for some of you guys. So I'm sorry this is a bit too intimate, but if you're not 18 plus, just warning you right now. So when it comes to being intimate, especially with guys, there's things like, you know, I know, finishing and then basically it's done, or like with women, it's like you just kind of got to let the man or let the person just do it and like, you know, just basically grin and bear it, which is so fucked up. All that stuff, a lot of it's going to start to come up, and it's a very collective thing. It's very deep. And for me, with my Libra, I have Libra in my chart very strongly, so I'm really resonating with this section of the reading. My heart chakra is like massively opening. It's just showing me like your intuition is very, very strong. If you ever get a time when you are physically intimate and there's something wrong, or you want to slow it down, be fully within your, you know, your power and just say no, or say to calm down or slow down. You are fully within your right to say no, especially in anything. You know, with Libra energy, it's very forgiving, but it's also can be too forgiving where you don't ever put your boundaries down. Boundaries are very, very, very important, and it's about safety. You know, you want to feel safe, you want to feel comfortable. And as I'm saying this, my hips are hurting, like where basically the bikini line is. That's about your sacral. That's literally your sexual power. This is very important. Looking at your Lilith is very important. So definitely look at that. It's reminding me of marriage as well. And for some of you guys, you know, if this is triggering for any of you guys, you don't have to watch this, just as a warning. But you know, with marriage and things, and like being forced to marry, or like marriage is kind of like forced upon you, like you know, you have parents who are very intense about it. There's things like that coming up as well. You're going to really like look at that and just kind of, it's going to fizzle out. I'm seeing like a diminishing. It's kind of like I'm seeing you have this kind of pain that you're holding, and you just blow it into the wind, and it turns into sand, and it just like goes off into the wind. You've processed it now, and now it's time to let that go. That's definitely something I'm feeling for a lot of you guys. Wow, that was a big message. Oh, I love that. That's just so amazing. I love messages like that. Oh, yum. Okay. So Lilith, the shadow, represents owls, crescent moons. Do we have the crescent moon? Oh, yeah, first quarter moon. Snakes, wands, cats, and snakes being the peen, if you know what I'm saying. Shadows, darkness, power, equality, mystery, wild, and pettiness. Equality is really big in this group as well. And it's also with a generational trauma, that's definitely something that's coming up as well. That's like really, really big. I feel like the sun's like really coming through. I just want to see if I can show you guys on this group. Oh yeah, look at that. Yes, let's bring the sunshine in, bitch. Yes. Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's a really nice way to end the reading. Okay, so in astrology, here we go. No, in the reading, when we start to stand up for ourselves, we are often faced with backlash and further punishment. Lilith asks that we don't back down, continue to push forward. In fact, you have the capacity to downright destroy those who continue to oppress you. Call upon this powerful figure of womanhood when you feel like you don't have enough strength left. Sometimes strength is just walking away from the people you are told you are supposed to love, or the goals and expectations others have set for us. Boom. This is the Arcana Astrology. Love this book. This woman, she's amazing. Okay, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you resonate with this reading, please feel free to comment down below, letting me know. Subscribe if you haven't already. And please feel free to check out my rates. They're down below if you would like a reading. And if you would like to check out my crystal shop, that is also down below. Have a great day, and I'll speak to you very soon.